Hello everyone and welcome to another I Pick My Butt video. Today we're playing Archero and we're going to be going through the rings, kind of explaining each one and what it does and the bonuses that come with it. And if you like Archero and want to stay up to date on the latest news, tips, tricks, and gameplay, hit that subscribe button and like it now. So we have 4 rings all together: the Serpent Ring, the Falcon Ring, the Wolf Ring, and last, the Bear Ring. As far as the damage they do is going to be all the same, but each one has its own characteristics of what it does. So the Serpent Ring, for example, does damage to ranged units. This is going to be anything that has to hit you from a distance. So for example, the bats with lasers, or even the snakes that shoot the projectiles and then pop up out of the ground. The next one is the Falcon Ring that does airborne units. Pretty much things that have to fly. The only ones I could think of were the bats. Both the bats that charge you and the bats that shoot lasers. Let me know in the comments below what other air units there are, because I can't think of any. The next one is going to be melee units, and this is going to be enemies that actually have to come up and hit you. So like the skeletons with spears and swords, or anything really that's going to come chase after you. But you kind of need to know these things because it does make a difference in the game. But the bear one is going to be for ground units, so anything that's not flying, pretty self-explanatory, but we do have to go over this just to make sure everybody's clear. And every enemy is pretty much either a flying or ground, or melee or range. So you can figure that no matter which ring you pick, it is going to have some use to it. Any ring is better than no ring. Now, as you go and take these things and level them up to the next one, you notice that the green ones won't actually give you any modifiers or anything special besides a little bit extra damage. You can increase the level with it, but once you get it to rare, that's where things really come into handy here. And you can see that the Falcon, for example, is going to give you an attack speed plus 5%, which is pretty nice. And the Wolf Ring is going to give you a crit chance plus 5%. So you can see pretty consistent here across them all. The Bear is going to do a max hit point plus 5%. And then the Serpent I don't have in a rare, but we have it in an epic here. You can see it does dodge plus 7%. And once we get things to epic, you can see coins from battle are going to be even 10% more. Other than that though, once we get past that point, there's really no changes besides the level that you can upgrade it to. And then obviously as you fuse them all together and get that next tier of rarity, it will give you maybe 5 or 10 extra damage on top of it too. And if you had to ask me which rings were the best, well, I would tell you, if you can, use 2 Serpent Rings, because 7% dodge is going to give you 14 together. And then if you're using the Vest of Dexterity, well, that's going to give you another 7. So there's 21% for dodge, which means 1 out of every 5 hits, you're going to get a miss on it. So that's my personal opinion. The next one after that, I'd probably say would be the Falcon Ring. Something about the attack speed that just seems good to me. Yes, it's only 5%, but who knows, even 2 of those might increase that attack speed fast enough where you're not missing those enemies when they're running away from you, and you're just watching your arrows just miss. The third best one I would probably say would be the Wolf Ring because of the crit on it, but really the one I would never say to use, and that's just me, would be the Bear Ring. It gives you 5% for the health, even if you stack 2 of them, 10%. But really, what is 400 hit points if you have 4,000 health? Is that really going to make a difference? My thought on this is it's hardest to get the dodge from anything for power-ups besides the devil if you're lucky enough. Everything else could be kind of given in-game. So that's me. I don't know what you guys think about it, but if it was me, I'd run 2 Serpents. I'm planning on running 2 Serpents and using that Vest of Dexterity to really maximize my dodge. So that does it for the rings, guys. Let me know in the comments below what rings you are currently using and which one you think is the best. And let me know, do you think you should use range with melee and flying with ground, or just whatever you think's best? I want to know. Big shout out to OG Clan for being a Patreon supporter. Thank you, bud. Really means a lot to me. And other than that, guys, remember, I pick my butt.